What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Tyler Gates, aka Tag Live 205. Welcome back to another episode of the Tag Live 205 Talk Show. If you have not already, subscribe to the channel. Also, follow me on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and follow me on LinkedIn. Let's get this started. Giannis Antetokounmpo. This trade saga has everybody freaking out. Everybody freaking out. So, per Shams on the Pat McAfee show earlier today, conversations between Giannis Antetokounmpo and the Bucks on his immediate future with the franchise are intensifying. Translation: get something done or get me out. That's the translation. Get something done or get me out. Now, also, this is a side note here. LeBron and the Lakers saga. Shams also reporting that, quote unquote, the end is near when it comes to the Lakers and Jeannie Buss LeBron relationship. The end is near. That is something we're going to dive into later on, probably tomorrow. But the Giannis trade saga takes the cake by 5.5 miles. It's that bad. It is January 23rd, 2025. Giannis and the Milwaukee Bucks are pretty much approaching a crossroads. Before I really get into this, I posted an article about it on my Twitter and my Instagram story. If you want to go look at it, shorthand.com, TylerAGatesArticles.com as well. Go look at that. It is a great read, and it really sums up what this video is about to be discussed on. The Bucks are still competing. They're still competing, but the margin of error is shrinking. You have Damian Lillard's contract stretching out past this year, the next year, and the year after that. They don't have any cap space. So how they were able to sign Miles Turner, stretching that contract of Damian Lillard. How they were able to convince Kevin Porter Jr. to resign and come back and play with Giannis. How they were able to tell Gary Trent, Game 5, we need some more of that this season. How they were able to say, can we trade Chris Middleton for Kyle Kuzma and get an upgrade? Yeah, Giannis was definitely behind that. You don't trade your best friend. It's a lot of things wrong with the Milwaukee Bucks. We can blame Doc Rivers, but none of the blame is being put on the general manager. None of the blame is being put on the general manager. And I don't know why. Fans don't know why. Analysts across the league are realizing what a lot of people have been saying about, man, these front offices have got to take more accountability. Like the Buffalo Bills front office. As a side note, they have to take responsibility for Josh Allen's failure. Not put it all on Sean McDermott. Same thing with the Bucks. Don't put it all on Doc Rivers. Yes, Doc Rivers is known for having a bad track record with playoffs, but this is not the playoffs. This is the regular season. And we know Doc Rivers, if you give him something to work with, he's going to get it to the playoffs. He's going to get you there. And you may not win, but at least he's going to get you there. Past the second round, not so much. Don't put all the blame on Doc Rivers. Let's put some of the blame on the Bucks front office. Let's put some of the blame on the Bucks front office. You got to put some of the blame on John Hurst. You have to. I respect him as a person, but these league sources and these reports coming out are pretty accurate. If another early playoff exit happens, as I have written in my article, saying that they could fix a lot of things to get past February at least. If another early playoff exit happens, I'm telling you right now, Giannis is out of there. He is gone. Best to trade him right now. If the report that Shams just said about the locker room being so intense that it's at Armageddon levels, that may be a small exaggeration. But if it's at intense levels like we've never seen before, the tension is crazy, you might just want to dismantle the team right now, Milwaukee. Get the best package that you can get. You never know what's going to happen to Giannis. Not saying anything's going to happen to him, but you never know what's going to happen to a person if you don't capitalize on their value now. Now is the time. Now is the time. Now is the time where you figure out, well, look at all these offers for Giannis. We can easily trade Giannis for multiple first-round picks and a Mikal Bridges and a Karl Anthony Towns. Pretty sure you don't want that. You probably want young players and picks, but still, we could trade him to a San Antonio for a Stephon Castle and or a Dylan Harper and multiple first-round picks, or if they want to attach De'Aaron Fox contract to that, maybe even Harrison Barnes contract just to make the money work. Sure, San Antonio probably doesn't want to get that off. Now is the time for Giannis to look at Atlanta and say, now they traded Trey away. It's a new era there. Maybe I can fit in that new era with a Jalen Johnson, with a Dyson Daniels, with a Nickeil Alexander-Walker. You're probably giving up Zachary Richardson in that trade, who I love. You're probably giving up Kristaps Porzingis to make the money work. Luke Kennard would love to keep, but if the money works and it's Giannis, would love that. Now is the time, if you are Giannis Antetokounmpo, to look at a team like Detroit in your division. Yes, you're not trading Astor Thompson. You're not trading Kate Cunningham. You're not trading Jalen Duren. You might not even trade Ron Holland or Isaiah Stewart, but if it's Giannis, you're coming off somebody, and it may be Ron Holland and or Isaiah Stewart. You would probably prefer to keep Isaiah Stewart over Ron Holland just because of that Piston pride. But if we're looking into star potential, if I'm the Bucks, I'm asking for Ron Holland. Now is the time, if you are a Giannis Antetokounmpo and you're looking at a team like Toronto, who's been rumored as well. Do the Bucks want Giannis? I mean, RJ Barrett, excuse me. Do the Bucks want Emmanuel Quickley's contract? But we're looking at it from Giannis' perspective. Maybe I can go to a team like the Raptors and have a Brandon Ingram and a Scotty Barnes to my left and my right. Maybe I can see a future with me winning a championship maybe in Toronto, even though I would love it in Atlanta. I could even see a future where Giannis even goes to the Los Angeles Lakers. And that would be the most devastating thing this league has ever seen. First, it was the Luka trade this time last year, or coming up on the day this time last year, where Luka Doncic got traded in the middle of the night. I believe around 12:09 a.m. If Giannis Antetokounmpo gets traded to the Los Angeles Lakers, for anything at that, you're looking at Luka Doncic and Giannis Antetokounmpo a little different. You're looking at Giannis Antetokounmpo and Luka Doncic as the future faces, as the faces right now of the Los Angeles Lakers. If they are able to pull this off, guys, anything can happen in the National Basketball Association. This is why the NBA is the best league, in my opinion, because we see trades nobody thought we would see. Nobody thought we would see. Of course, the offseason is still a thing, but if you want the best value for him, you trade him right now. I'm going to go through some trade scenarios with you guys. I'm going to go through some trade scenarios because I want you guys to really, really see where I'm going with this. Obviously, a team like the Thunder could trade for him right now if they wanted to because of all the draft picks that they have accumulated over the years. But let's look at this from a perspective of, maybe Giannis can go to a team like the Atlanta Hawks. Maybe Giannis could go to a team like the Los Angeles Lakers. Or Giannis could go, could you imagine if Giannis goes to Memphis? I mean, I don't think that happens. But Ja Morant definitely could go to the Milwaukee Bucks from the Memphis Grizzlies, and it has been discussed. Karl Anthony Towns is also being discussed by the Knicks, which I don't know why. I don't know why. I wish I knew. But that's not his nature, right, Giannis? That's not your nature to ask for a trade out. That's not your nature to say, I'm going to request a trade. But you may get so fed up that it's going to happen that way. A lot of players think that, I'm just not going to request a trade, or maybe it seems like my agent is going to help me with that. If you get to a certain point, I will guarantee you, like Rich Paul said, he wants Anthony Davis gone from Dallas by next week. Yeah, that's the report too. This NBA trade deadline, there's something going on behind the scenes. There's always two sides to a story. There's always two sides to a story. There is something going on behind the scenes with players and executives that so many rumors about so many players are coming up that we've never seen before. Something is brewing. Something is going on. And yes, it may be because of the team you're building around them. Yes, it may be because of the way you guys are not winning playoff games or getting into the playoffs or playoff losses or heartbreak or fandom, fan participation. It may be a lot of reasons, but I feel like the reason rumors are swirling as much as they are right now is because these executives are not playing games anymore. And I feel like they will trade you for anything. 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 Could it be time for Giannis to leave Milwaukee? I see a trade, possibly, as I'm looking here on my notes. Walk with me. I'm envisioning a trade that has a remnants of a three-teamer, that Giannis will go to the New York Knicks. Walk with me. And Anthony Davis will go to the Milwaukee Bucks. Of course, you're throwing other contracts in there, but the 2026 first from the Knicks, actually both of them, along with the second round picks, Dallas would trade their 2029 first to the Knicks. The Knicks would get Giannis Antetokounmpo and a 2029 first rounder, and the Mavericks would get Karl Anthony Towns. No money? No money involved in that? No picks. That's one scenario. Walk with me. Another scenario is this right here. I don't think this is going to happen, but I will tell you something. If this trade happens, now, mind you, I've been putting together a lot of things, but this is the last trade. I'm going to end up this video right here. Giannis to the Magic. Giannis to the Magic for Paolo Banchero. I know it would not happen, but with Paolo and his frustration going on right now in Orlando, it only matches up. Paolo Banchero, Jonathan Isaac, and Anthony Black to the Milwaukee Bucks, along with 2 second rounds and a first round pick. The Magic get Giannis Antetokounmpo, Gary Harris, Justice Champagnie, Thanasis, Marvin Bagley, Cole Anthony back. Welcome home. And Anthony Gill, but the Wizards, the third team, get Goga Bitadze, Tyus Jones, Jet Howard, and Tristan da Silva. This would be a shakeup of the decade. This would be the shakeup of the decade if this happens. But let me know down below what you guys think about these trade scenarios I added in. Also, tell me, do you think Giannis gets traded on February 5th or by February 5th? Let me know down below. As always, I'm your host, Tyler A. Gates. Follow, subscribe, like, comment, and share. And stay live, y'all. Peace.